There's a moment I've seen many times in financial planning meetings. A moment where a retiree pauses, looks down, breathes out slowly, and says, I wish I had done things differently. Not because they failed, not because they made terrible choices, but because retirement has a way of revealing the truth about who we are and how we lived, and how we didn't live. Retirement slows life down enough for reflection, and reflection brings honesty. It always reminds me of something far less talked about in financial circles. The longest running study on happiness and fulfillment ever conducted. For more than 80 years, researchers behind the Harvard study of adult development tracked people across their entire lives, from their early careers to retirement and old age. They studied wealth, careers, health, relationships, habits, and choices, and the conclusion shocked many people. A good life is not built on money, success, or status. It's built on relationships, meaning, health, and how intentionally we live. After working with thousands of South Africans, preparing for and living through retirement, I've realized something very important. Many retirees start experiencing these insights long before the end of life. Retirement is often the first time people stop long enough to ask, did I use my time well? Did I live intentionally? Did I focus on what truly mattered? Today, I want to walk you through the 5 biggest regrets I hear from South African retirees, how they show up, and most importantly, how you can structure your retirement to avoid them. If you're new to this channel, I'm Hadi Swart, Certified Financial Planner and Managing Director of Family Wealth Custodians. For nearly 2 decades, I've sat across people at every stage of retirement, those excited to start, those anxious about money, and those quietly carrying regret. What you're about to hear doesn't come from theory or textbooks. It comes from real conversations, honest, vulnerable moments with people navigating the biggest transitions of their lives. Before we begin, please like this video and hit the subscribe button. It helps us reach more South Africans planning for retirement with confidence. And a quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only. It doesn't constitute personal financial advice. Speak to a certified financial planner before making any big financial decisions. The Harvard researchers found something deeply relevant to retirement. People don't regret working hard. They regret working hard at the expense of life. They don't regret saving. They regret postponing living indefinitely. And those themes show up clearly in retirement. Here's what retirees tell me year after year. Retirement regret 1. I wish I had retired sooner. This one is almost universal. When we ask recent retirees what they tell someone 5 years behind them, they rarely talk about money. They talk about time. So, why do people delay retirement when they could have retired earlier? Well, first off, it's about fear of running out of money. Even people with large portfolios, let's say 20 million rand plus, worry about this. Fear of becoming irrelevant. Work gives us structure, identity, and routine. Just one more year syndrome, a bonus, a project, or loyalty, or maybe just habit, or not knowing what they'll do all day. Purpose is often the biggest fear, not finances. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your employer will replace you quickly. Your family will never do that. One client once told me, the best day of my life or the best day of my career was the day I realized the world would continue just fine without me. A proper retirement plan doesn't show you numbers, it shows possibility. And many people discover they could have retired years earlier. Retirement regret 2. I wish I'd spent more in my early retirement years. Almost every retiree has a go-go years when they still have good health, mobility, energy, curiosity, confidence, and almost every retiree underspends during this phase. Why? Because for 40 years they were trained to save. Now they're told to spend when they've worked so hard to protect what they've created. That emotional shift is hard, but the consequences is predictable. People only feel comfortable spending in their 70s and 80s when their bodies no longer cooperate. The phrases I hear most often is, I wish we had taken that overseas trip in our 60s. I wish we had traveled more before my surgery. I wish we had visited the grandchildren more before flying became so difficult. A proper guardrail income system doesn't just protect your capital, it gives retirees permission to live. Retirement regrets 3. I wish I had traveled more when I was younger. Travel is almost always a top 3 retirement goal, but the plan is usually vague. When we are older, when life slows down, when we feel safer financially, but then mobility declines, health issues appear, and medical costs rise. And of course, energy fades. Travel becomes stressful instead of joyful. And here's the key insight. Travel is not about distance. Some of the happiest retirees I know enjoy career weekends, Drakensberger hikes, Kruger self-drives, garden route trips, or just camping, or visiting old holiday towns. Travel is about stories, connections, and shared memories, not passports. Retirement regret number 4. I wish I'd pursued my interest earlier. This regret isn't financial, it's about identity. When work ends, people lose structure, validation, community, external goals. The retirees who thrive build new meaning intentionally. Fulfillment rests on 3 pillars. Creativity. This means learning, building, and exploring. Might be art, music, gardening, woodworking, cooking, photography, or investing in a hobby. Connection. This is all about friendships, family, and community. Retirement is one of the best seasons to strengthen relationships. Number 3, contribution. This is where people truly light up. It might be mentoring, volunteering, teaching, or helping the younger generation, or serving in a faith or community group. Purpose doesn't need to be a big thing. It just needs to be intentional. And then finally, retirement regret number 5. I wish I had taken my health more seriously. This one cuts the deepest. A client once said to me, I saved all my life for retirement, but I never saved for my health. Health affects everything from travel, independence, costs, energies, relationships, longevity. The hopeful truth is it's never too late. Small, consistent changes often create dramatic improvements, even later in life. Money buys comfort, health buys time. Together, they build true freedom. When retirees reflect, they talk far more about family, relationships, health, meaning, and memories, and contributions than about money. Money is the tool, life is the goal. But you must design the life that you want intentionally. If your financial plan only focuses on numbers and not life, that's a gap. Retirement planning is emotional, relational, and deeply human. If you want clarity on a plan that supports the life that you actually want, click on the link in the description below and book a complimentary exploration call with one of our professionals. We'll help you build a plan that's aligned with your financial side, but also your real life goals. Which one of these 5 regrets hits the closest to you and why? Please leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video. I'm Hadi Swart. This is Family Wealth. Keep investing into your future.